Alright, something a little different today. I'm going to fix my air lines here. I got, I must have about a dozen, half a dozen, at least a half a dozen airlines in this shop here. And if you own airlines, after a while the ends are going to blow out on you, or you're going to cut a hose or something like that. And I used to have a tool to put the ferrules back on there. You know, this is a factory ferrule here. And I used to replace them, and somewhere along the lines I lost the tool. You know, it was a tool that I put in a vise, or you could hit with a hammer and stuff. It would just crush the ferrule back on there. But so in between losing that tool and fixing these lines, I've just been fixing them with a couple of clamps, hose clamps, and tape. But as you can see, you know, the tape always comes off, and this is bulky and gets in the way. And this is a good hose. You know, it doesn't matter if you have a cheap Harbor Freight hose or a good one like this one here. This one here is a Goodyear, made in the USA. You know, but like I say, eventually the ends always blow out, because that's what takes a beating. Even this one here, this is the end that goes in the wall, and it feels like it might be going to start to bubble sometime. So anyway, I got to fix that hose. Let's go down here and check this other one. This is a different make. I can't tell where this one was made, but same thing. You know, the end bubbled up and blew out. And here's one up here, and I just used for a connector, you know, to connect my my filter to my regulator here. And I'm gonna fix that. You know, you could buy, here's one with a fitting on there that you could just buy instead of crushing it on, stuff like that. But if you got air hoses, like I say, I got a lot of them. I got them all over the place. There's one connecting the compressor to the wall, and there's another Goodyear. Looks like it was made by a different company, different plant, because it's a little thicker and bigger. But anyway, here's like a factory crimp right here. And then over there you got the sandblaster. I got an end on there. Like I said, I got so many ends around that it's only a matter of time before something blows out. So instead of doing this, let me show you how I'm going to fix it the right way. Alright. Yeah, I have some ferrules, but this is all I could find. I don't think I have any left. But if you look on a ferrule, there's a number on there. Let me see if I can see this. A tiny number. Yeah, it looks like it's going to start to focus in. It says 73. Looks like 26. 7326. All right, that one's too small. And here's one even smaller. So small I can't see the number. Now, you know what? I'm dealing with glare. I think it's upside down. Here we go. Where's it at? Where'd you go? I'm dealing with bad glare here. Here we go. That one's a 7323. Like I say, that was even smaller. So they come in different sizes, so make sure you get the right size. And luckily, this one here, this is the factory. The other end of the factory hose. Yeah, let's see. Here we go. That one says 7328. I don't know how well you guys can see that with the glare. It's a little better. 7328. So luckily, I know exactly which ferrule goes on this one. That's the other end of this line here. But anyway, if you don't know that number, you know, you can measure it, and they sell them both ways. And I picked up 2 packs. You know, these things are about $1 a piece. You know. But if you're gonna keep fixing your hoses, you might as well buy you know, a dozen of them or so. All right, let me show you what I got. All right, yeah, I picked up 2 packs because I have 2 different size hoses in the shop. But here's the one we're going to use today. You see, it says 7328, 12 of them. But it also has the inner dimension of the ferrule here. So all you have to do is get a caliper and measure measure the thickness of your hose, and you should be able to get the right size without any problem. So, the package just opened up. There we go. So like I say, this is the ferrule we're gonna need. See if we can find a number on it. Yeah, 7328. So that's the one that's gonna go on here. And what you need is, they sell these pliers. They're vice grips, and they got a modified end on here with 2 little dimples in there. And this one comes with both sizes. This is a 3/8, and I think it might be a 1/2 inch, which is good for a gas line, oxygen line, if you got something like that for a torch. But I'm only going to use this for this. So I'll put a link in the description for all the stuff here. This is cheap. This is like a $17, $18 part. And they're good vice grips. They're made in Taiwan, not China. So let me show you how to take these apart, and then we'll crimp one on there. Alright, what you normally have to do is, I get a Dremel, with a little cut wheel on there, and just run it down the side here, and cut that open, and then it'll peel that right off, and you can pull that barb right out. But since, or you could actually use a hacksaw. Let's see, I got a hacksaw here. Yeah, if you get a hacksaw, you could actually go on a diagonal right here like this, and that'll cut that right open. But since mine was already cut off, I'm not going to have to cut any of that open for you. Just take this tape off. You guys still with me? Just take this tape off, and just take these hose clamps off right now. You can see there's a barb under there, and let me get these out of the way so I don't knock them on the floor. Okay, let me get a knife. I'm just going to cut that off. Alright, I'm just going to cut this off here, because that's what you're going to do if you have a bad line on the end anyway. Alright, then you just put a slice down this one here, and that should come off. There we go. Here's what you get. That's what you get out of the factory. Right now I got the end on here, but it's just this thing right here. And then you want to get your ferrule and get rid of these hose clamps. We don't need these hose clamps anymore, right? Put that on there, make sure it's the right number. Alright, 7328. Then you just stick your barb back in there just like that. Then you get your clamps, your vice grips here. Alright, sorry about that abrupt halt there, but our battery died. Okay, where were we? Let me put this on here. Oh yeah, before we do that, let me show you something. Alright, see the little titties on this aren't all that big. They're very small, And the previous tool I had bigger lumps on there, so you could just put maybe 4 little dimples in there, it'd be fine. But with this one, if you look at this original one, see the way it's got the bulb on the top here? I think I'm going to go for that. I think that'd be better than just a couple dimples. Alright, let's try it again. Make sure it's tight. And then I'm just going to, you in view there? Just going to squeeze it. And go around, squeeze it again. And I'm just going to keep going and squeezing. I'm going to walk it all around. May not be pretty, but it's going to be pretty good. Oops. I want to close them, tighten them a little bit. Alright, now I'm going to come down here to the bottom. Like I said, this is how I do it. I mean, I've seen other guys do it. They just put 4 little indents in it, in the whole thing. But once you got the tools, you can do whatever you want. Alright. Let's try this out and see if it leaks. Well, you know what? You just loosen the back here instead of fighting it. Why fight it, right? Alright. Let me, we'll turn you back on and then we'll go, we'll check the air hose. Alright. I plugged it in some air there so it's charged now and no leaks. So I'm happy with that. Like I say, I mean, you guys can do it the way you want, but I'm happy with the way that turned out. See? No leaks. Well, you weren't looking, I did this other one too. And no leaks on that, and it's tight, and I'm happy with that. I'm not worried about it. See? Watch your eyes. Watch your eyes. Okay. Alright, so there you go. Like I said, there's 100 different ways of fixing these. And that's how I chose it, so alright. What do you guys say? Enough of this? Alright, like I say, I'll put a link in the description for this and these here. Yeah, this tool here, when I got it, I did file down the tips here, make it close a little better, because it wasn't closing all that great, but now it's closing good. It was like a little gap. So that's just me though. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one.